Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well. So today I'm here to do my monthly favourites. So I think tomorrow it's going to be June. Like, okay, we're basically almost halfway through this year. In London, like the UK has pretty much gone out of lockdown. I can't think of any more restrictions that are happening. Like, this is obviously not an update about lockdown, but yeah, over the past kind of month everything has been lifted now and you can go out and do things and see people and enjoy the now sun that's out. And I'm completely sweating today, and because I've had to close my window because of the noise, it's extra warm, so if it starts getting a little bit sweaty there, I do apologise. So yeah, we're doing my monthly favourites. I have a lot of favourites. I have a couple I've got some project pan updates, so let's just get into it. First I want to talk about products that are not makeup that I've been enjoying. So I've been enjoying listening to some music, watching some TV shows. So when it comes to music, I've been obsessed non-stop listening to Queens of Stone Age, and that is so random because they've been around for like 20 years, and I mean probably not even 20 years, but I mean I just gone through a phase of just listening to them non-stop. Every time I go outside, every time I've had a shower, every time I have like 5 minutes at work to relax, I've been listening to their music. I don't know what it is, I just have been listening to them non-stop, and I have listened to them when I was growing up a lot, but not to this extent, not to this where I've listened to like everything that they've done. So that was like one of my main obsessions this month. I've been watching a couple of shows on Disney Plus. So I've been watching The Strain and I've been watching Once Upon a Time, and I know they're both really old shows, but I mean I don't really watch TV when you think of in the sense of like, you know, terrestrial TV or like Sky and all that shit. Like, I'm the kind of person that would rather just watch YouTube all day, play some games, watch Twitch, and that's it. And obviously now that these shows are on these apps, it gave me a fantastic chance to watch The Strain because I've been wanting to watch it for so long. And it was kind of created and produced by Guillermo del Toro. Hope I said his name right. Obviously he did like Hellboy, and he did Shape of Water recently, a few years ago, which I love, and he is just an amazing director. Like, he is a big fan of horror, so the fact that he created a show like this which is based around vampires, I'm on like the second season now, so I'm still quite early into it, even though I think there's only about 3 or 4 seasons. And then Once Upon a Time, I've been watching that. If I've been going anywhere, I can download an episode onto my phone, or if I've been going to the gym, I watch an episode, and I'm quite enjoying it. It's kind of like that stereotypical like, oh, love and blah blah blah, but there's so many twists and turns in it which I really like. So those I've been really enjoying. Now let's get on to some makeup, because I know that's the whole point of my channel, but I thought I would talk about other things that I've been enjoying. So should I do a project pan update first, just really quickly, because I have finished a product ages ago and I thought I would leave it until I actually did my project pan update to kind of show you guys. So let me find it because I've got it in my little bag, but I did speak about it before. But I've actually finished my face milk, which I'm really happy about, but also quite sad about because I really like the coconut face milk. I was actually really surprised that I managed to finish it really quickly, even though I pretty much use face milks every day. Every time I use makeup, I will use it. And then I haven't actually finished anything else. So when it comes to my powder, I'm getting there. It's just these corner parts left now that I have left to do. My setting spray is pretty much, I think it's got like a couple of pumps left. When it comes to my blush, we're really getting down on my blush. Like, it's so difficult to tell, but you can see the sides of the metal, so that's a kind of good indication. When it comes to my foundation, again, it's very difficult to see. On the side I can like slightly see, and then when I've opened it there is a little bit left. When it comes to everything else, they're still going strong. My highlighter is slowly making a dent in the middle. It's very difficult to see, obviously, like in my camera, but everything else is still kind of going strong, and that's pretty good because I'm trying my best to use them as much as I can when I'm doing stuff off camera. If there's anything that, for example, if I'm using, if I'm just testing an eyeshadow palette on my channel, most of the time I would use my project pan just to kind of get things going. So that was that update. I am going to be replacing the face milk. I don't know with, maybe it's another face milk, maybe just to kind of use that in my routine, but I'll update you guys soon on that. So let's go on to my favorites, and I've got 3 products. I'll start on those first. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the Technic Blush. I recently did a video with like full face of Technic makeup, and because I got them in Wilkinson's, and everything is like £2.50, and this is nice, but it's a little bit I don't know what the word is. It's very chalky. It is very pink. Can you see it just here? It's very difficult to see. It's okay for like £2.50. It's good. I'm always kind of gonna go back to either my Revolution ones or my Melt one. I use that one like non-stop, but I try not to use it too much, because especially when it comes to cream products, sometimes I do prefer just the powder products, and this is okay. It's not one that I would ever repurchase. I'd rather just spend like £1 or £2 more and buy a Revolution one. So this was okay. My next okay product is one of the Love Revolution eyeshadow palettes, and again I did a full video based on Love Revolution. So they're a brand that came out recently, like another sister brand when it came to Makeup Revolution. And everything on there, again, is super cheap. Everything is under £5. Yeah, everything is under £5, which is really, really good. The eyeshadow palette is £3. This palette was okay. I think the main reason I wanted to get it was the red here and maybe the shimmer. The shade selections are okay. Like, these two are very pale. This is, I haven't even tried that one, to be honest. It's like a transition shade, but this palette is okay. I said it in my other video as well. I would prefer to just use the e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadow palettes, because those are £3 as well. You only get 4 shades, but the pigment in those are fantastic. And this, again, you get 4, 5, 6 shadows for £3. Really good price, but it just doesn't pack a punch as much. And then the last okay product, I'm sad to say it, and I only reviewed it like 2 days ago, and I did a video 2 days ago, and it's the Prince Urban Decay palette. Now a lot of people are going to be like, oh yeah, we know it's going to be shit, blah blah blah. I don't think it's shit. Like, the colour selection, a little bit okay, but I just think the actual pigments, that's what I'm kind of more talking about. The packaging is amazing. It's a little bit funny when you open it up and the flaps start to move back and forth. That's okay. I mean, that's tolerable. If you're not doing a tutorial like I did, you would literally just put it on the table and you would use it. But the thing is, there's a lot of fallout. The pigment, I used my eyeshadow base deliberately, because I felt like it might not have given off that kind of colour that I wanted to. And, you know, most of the time you shouldn't have to use an eyeshadow primer just to kind of make an eyeshadow work. I mean, I spent the money on it. I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, but that doesn't say I'm never going to use it again. I definitely am going to use it, because there's so many other shades that I haven't tried. They might be better, because in the pictures that I took while, you know, using the product, the eyeshadow just didn't come off as you would expect for an almost £50 palette. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people were just saying, oh, Urban Decay have like lost their way. I can't really go into a lot of comparison, because I've only ever tried the Game of Thrones palette and now this palette. But you know what? It was fine. It's not the worst palette in the whole world. Like, it's good. That's it. And it's not outstanding for it to go in my amazing pile, which I'm going to go on to now. So yeah, those were my okay products, and I've got a big selection of products that I've really been enjoying. I'm going to try my best to go through some kind of method of talking about them without kind of trailing off. So let's go on to foundation first. I have 2 foundations that I really like. The first one is the Super Serum by the Love Revolution, and it's what I'm using today, and I do really like it. Again, this is like the applicator where you have to use a squeeze, and it's really tough getting it out, which is really annoying. and it doesn't come off with a lot of product, but the coverage is really, really nice. I love the way that it feels on my skin, like it just feels really weightless. This was like £3, £3-4, if that. Amazing. I got the shade F2, and normally I'm really bad when it comes to my shade selections, and this has looked really well, to be honest. Like, I don't even have my mirror close by, but I did put on like maybe 2 layers, like 2 kind of thin layers, and it works really well. If you've seen me without makeup, you know how my rosacea kind of takes over most of my skin. Like, you can't even see that I have it, apart from the red, which is my blush, because I went a bit overboard, but I really like it. It's a really nice foundation. And then the second one is the NYX Total Drop Control foundation, which again is very similar to this one. I got this given as a like a testing product by NYX on their little app that I've mentioned before. So small, but I really like the way that this kind of works on my skin. It's quite similar to that drop one as well, where okay, taking it out is fine, but picking up the product is not, it doesn't take in a lot. And for some reason, the kind of shade on me isn't as great as the vanilla that I would have in their High Glass foundation, which I really like. Is one of my favorite foundations ever. And I had the white drops as well. That I forgot to bring that one. That would have been in my meh, or kind of didn't work for me, because the whole point of it is to help lighten up a foundation, and it didn't work. I tested it on using one of my Essence ones, because that one is super orange on me. It didn't work at all. But when it comes to this foundation, it's really nice. I really like it. I think normally it's about £14, which is good price for a foundation. It's a very small bottle, but I think it will last a while. So yeah, those are my favorite foundations. When it comes to primer, I should have said it before, whatever, but yeah, the H2O Hydrate Primer by Love Revolution, £2 or £2.50, whatever. Everything's under £5, so I don't need to think of a price, but really nice and softening, moisturizing, smells really nice. It smells of kind of fruity, or it's got a bit of a cucumber smell to it, but it's a hydrating primer, which I need because my skin is super dry, super kind of a pain in the bum, and it's really nice. I really recommend that one. Let's go on to concealer. I never really think about concealers when it comes to my favorites, but this product I've been loving all week since I've been trying it, and it is the Collection Lasting Perfection Strength Concealer and Eye Primer. I don't really think much of this as a concealer, but an eye primer, oh my god, this is amazing. It is so nice. I think it costs like £3 or £4. It smells really nice as well. Who would think a concealer smells nice? I really like this. I used it obviously as a concealer, and I've used it many times as an eye primer. It helps my eyeshadow stay all day. I'm not even joking. Obviously there's a lot of eye primers out there that are there to help kind of stick the product down, like, you know, like P. Louise Base and just any other one, to be honest. But this just really works so well for me. This is in the shade 2 Porcelain. I think they have about maybe 5 or 6 shades, which is pretty shit when you think about it. But I think that must have just been in the Boots that I went to. They might have more shade selections on their website, or even any other website that they sell on. But I really like this. It is just really nice. It's so creamy. It obviously looks like a solid product when you're scraping it, but it's really soft and it's really easy to blend, especially when it comes to a concealer. Coverage wise, it's good, but eye primer, even better. So let's go on to some highlighters. Now I have kind of 2-3 highlights. So the first one I'm just going to talk about is the Love Revolution Duo, and again, quite similar to the e.l.f. ones. They have again like £3 or something. This is a really pink kind of coral shade, which I am using today, so it's very bright, which is fine for me. This is in the shade Daydream, and the highlighter is gorgeous as well. It's not the highlighter that I'm using today, but both of these are really nice. I don't know if I prefer this or the e.l.f. one. They're both pretty good. In that sense, I can't really compare the both of them because they both do really good jobs. So yeah, again, super nice. Another Love Revolution highlighter. This is what I'm using today, and wow, I mean I love a good highlighter to kind of like pile it on, but even when I tried it on this side, I'm like, okay, that's a bit too much. So I had to kind of use a bit of my setting powder, just a bit, to kind of bring it down. But it is a really, really nice highlighter. It's such a gold highlighter as well. But again, they do have a big shade selection. So this is in the shade Champagne. Yeah, I'm just using natural light today. I only ever really ever use natural light on my videos. But can't really see, but it's kind of like here. But yeah, if you like the way it looks on my skin, I really recommend it. It's super nice. And then the last highlighter is by Essence. Again, this was a big surprise for me. I think I might have used this or spoken about this in last month's video, but this really surprised me, honestly. Like when it comes to Essence, they're very hit and miss. Sometimes they could be great, sometimes they can be shit. But I feel like this is pretty damn good for like £3. I mean, when I looked at it and I bought it, I was like, you know what? If this is shit, I'll just throw it away. When I tried it, oh my god, it's great. It's really, really, really nice. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. It's just super nice. I love it. Let's go on to something that was just good, and I used it just now, and it's the Relove Power Lash Volume. Everything that I've got from Relove Revolution is pretty good. I didn't bring their setting powder because, I mean, setting powders are just fine in general. It's a mattifying one, so it was fine. It didn't really have to be in my favourites. But the mascara is quite nice. I never really speak about mascaras that much because they're okay for me. My eyelashes are very heavy, so if I put them on the top, they'll just droop down. Most of the time, if it works, it'll just be great on my lower lash line. So if you can see, it is come off really nicely on there. So yeah, that's pretty good. Let's go on to eye base. This is so strange and random, but my Beauty Bay eyeshadow primer. I've had this for ages, but I've been using it a lot recently, and it's super nice, and it comes in an array of shades. I think this is number 2, base number 2, and they do have a big selection, like I said, and it just works really nice. It's a very sticky base, but when you kind of, for example, if you use a sponge over it, settles down really quickly, very nicely, and I think it's about £5. Will last you for ages. And before I go on to eyeshadows, I'm going to go on to lips because I only have one lip product and I have about 6 eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to talk about. So this Melt Cosmetics Bullet Lipstick, I am wearing it today. I'm not wearing it to the full extent because I thought I used it in pretty much my last video. So I thought, let's just kind of bring it in today's. I've been wanting these lipsticks for a long time since they came out. Again, they got mixed reviews. I don't know why. Mainly because of the names. I think a lot of people don't like the names in them because they're quite naughty. I got the shade Double D's. I'm not even going to go into any further statement on that. And it's a really nice kind of dark nude. It kind of comes off a little bit grey. Not grey, but just like not the kind of like brown that I normally go for, but I really like it. These shades are more they're kind of like the dark nude selection. They do have a couple of like pinky tones, but I prefer darker nudes because I really want my lips to kind of stand out. I don't like them blending into the rest of my face. Just really creamy. I mean, it is an ultra mattifying one, but when you put it on, it glides on really nicely. Today I used a lip brush because they said you can use a lip brush, and I didn't want to ruin it, so I wasn't going in too hard on it, but it does come off really nicely, and I think it works quite well with my eyes. And yeah, I think if I drink something, it won't really transfer as much. So yeah, I really like those. The only problem is that they're about £15. So depends on how much you want to spend on bullet lipsticks, because I don't wear bullet lipsticks as much as I wear liquid lipsticks, but they're still pretty good, and it smells amazing. Like, I can't describe the smell apart from it just being really nice. So let's go on to the eyeshadows. I have quite a few. I'm going to go through them really quickly because I feel like we're already 20 minutes in, and I hope you haven't turned off, you're still watching. So let's go on to the Relove Revolution one, this green one, which is called Express. Really nice. The only bad shade is this brown one, it just did not come up on my eyes at all. Apart from that, these greens are fantastic. Green is one of my favorite shades at the moment when it comes to eyeshadow. I absolutely love it, and this gold works amazingly well too. It does remind me of the Hot Jalapeno eyeshadow palette by Elf, but they're very kind of, they feel quite different. Like when it comes to the bite-sized one, all 4 shades just pack a punch. When it comes to this one, they're not all as kind of pigmented and outstanding, but it's still pretty good. And then we're gonna go on to this mini Colourpop one, which is in the shade Mocktail. I think I might have got this last month, I can't remember, but I really like this. The shade selection is fantastic. I've used all 4 shades now. I tend to use the 2 matte shades, and then I would go in with one of those as a shimmer, and it just works so nicely. I think if I do another Colourpop order soon, I will get maybe another one of them, because they are just so pigmented. They're so nice, and I think there might be about $10 or $12, so I really recommend them. I'm sorry if you can hear anything, it's our washing machine. Let's go on to another one. So I only just pretty much purchased this like a few days ago, and I reviewed it in my last video, and it's the XX Revolution Heartless palette. I love this palette. I used it on the video, and I used it like the next day on Sunday when I was going to see some family. It's basically, you get two matte shades and 4 shimmers, and they are so pigmented. It's amazing. I said in that video that sometimes XX Revolution makeup can be very hit and miss, because they're kind of more of a higher end version of Revolution as a brand, but this eyeshadow palette is super nice. I don't know obviously what the other ones are like, because they came out with a big selection of colours, like colour stories basically, but this one is the more nudes type one, and I really like it. I think it's super pigmented, kind of good for the price, for like £10 I think it was, and yeah, I love it. So let's go on to another one. All we have left is eyeshadow palette. So this is quite a surprise, and it's a Technic Exposed palette, which I spoke about being kind of the dupe for the I think it was like Born This Way eyeshadow palette by Too Faced, and I mentioned that in the Technic review video, because the layout is 100% the same, and the pigment is fantastic. I've used it. It smells horrible. I hate the smell of that type of makeup. Like it smells like in the beginning when Revolution first came up with their eyeshadow palettes, that kind of chemical smell, that's the same smell. And the thing is, the pigment is fantastic. It just smells really badly. You don't smell it when it's on your eyes, and it was only £5 I think, and this is a really nice eyeshadow palette if you like nudes and you want some shimmers as well, just kind of like an everyday. This is fantastic. I really like this palette. You can get them in Wilkinson's. I don't really know where else Technic is sold, I'm afraid. Maybe Argos actually. I think they're sold in Argos, but yeah, really nice eyeshadow palette. And then the last 2 eyeshadow palettes are from Beauty Crop. I did a review of these 2 palettes, but I just really love them. So this first one, which is the Espresso Your Love, is what I'm using today. It is just basically a 21 shade of like nudes. It's an absolutely gorgeous pigmented eyeshadow palette. The only problem is that the palette is so small, like the pans are quite tiny. So if you know, when you dip in your brush and there's any fallout, it will kind of explode a bit, but it's, I mean, it's not the end of the world, it's fine. But I just really like the kind of shade selection. I kind of guess I'm going through a kind of nude eyeshadow thing at the moment, because a lot of palettes that I've spoken about today have been nude ones, and it's quite strange for me because I tend to go for a lot more colourful things. But you know, summer's coming, we're gonna experiment with some colours hopefully, and also nudes as well. It's not like I'm going anywhere, but if I do, I'll take you on that journey. And the last one is the Sangria palette. I spoke about these in my Beauty Crop video. It was like a week ago, where I have previously tried Beauty Crop before, but I wanted to get some more eyeshadow palettes. I tried this eyeshadow palette, I think it must have been Wednesday, and I released it on the Thursday, I think. But I wore this all day, and I got complimented. Me and my husband went to have some lunch, somewhere, and the person at the desk was like, your eyeshadow looks really nice, and it took me about 10 minutes to realise what it was. I couldn't remember. I don't think that's probably not a good sign, but I think it's just that part of the day where I was just really tired, and I was like, you know what, I don't remember what eyeshadow palette this is, but yeah, I really like it. And I was pleasantly surprised because it's a kind of purple reddish palette, and sometimes purples are quite difficult to kind of create, but this palette is really nice, and I got 2 for like £22, and normally they're £12 each. I do have an affiliate code with them, so if you want to save yourself 15%, you can go in my description and have a look for their website. I'm pretty sure it works on discount as well. I do get a small commission. It's up to you if you want to use it. If not, then you could go to their website, or even Superdrug. Superdrug always have some kind of sale on when it comes to beauty crop, and their stuff is really nice. And their lip products are really nice as well. So yeah, I'm out of breath, I'm thirsty, I'm gonna get myself a nice cold drink because it is so warm today. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your monthly favourites is. I do have a lot more videos coming up soon. I'm just waiting for products to turn up. Post office has been the bane of my life. I hate them, but you know, they're bringing me my makeup, so I shouldn't complain. But yeah, let me know what your favourite product of the month is. If you have one, multiple, I'm happy to, you know, read them in the comments. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there, and come and say hi. But I hope you're having a good week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.